Hello, guys. I found a very cool puzzle for you today. I think it looked so easy when I looked at it first, but believe me, it's a lot more difficult than it looks. White is to move here. Our pawns are moving up, so we are two steps away from promotion, and of course, we are aiming to win this. Before you pause the video, let me just show you why this simple move e7 doesn't work. Because Black will check on e1 with his rook. Yes, we go to f6 with the king, with the plan to put our bishop here and then just promote. But this is a draw, because black can simply sacrifice his rook right away on the e-pawn. We take it, and you see here, this is a pawn on the in the corner and the a file, and the bishop is having the wrong color. It needs to be a light squared bishop in order to win this. Black will now just put his king here and move back and forward to his a8 square, and we cannot touch it. This pawn will never promote, and it's a draw. So, starting from the beginning, if black is allowed to sacrifice his rook on this pawn, it's a draw. So, with that in mind, now you can pause the video and see how you should win this as white. Go ahead. All right, welcome back. So, there's a lot of options here, but it's only one move, as always in a puzzle, that really wins this. We can try to put our bishop here to play safe and guard the e1 square and also the e3 square, not being able to take this pawn for black, but simply he can just play rook to h1, come down to h8 and the 8th rank, and then sacrifice whenever he wants to on this pawn. And all different defenses for white ends up in black being able to maneuver his rook to the 8th rank, unless we are really aggressive here and start with a check. This is the right starting move. Bishop e3 check. It also blocks this e file a little bit, which is good, of course, since we want to get this pawn to a promotion. We need to promote this to win. Okay, the king will go to b7. It's the best defense for black. There's no need to look at something else. And now, how do we win? Okay, the next move is fairly simple to see. We, of course, want to push our pawn to e7 and get this to a queen. So far, so good. Looks good. But what about black's defense now? Well, the king cannot reach this pawn, so just leave it there. If you try something like rook e1, it's easy for white just to play king e3, and this will become a queen. Thing is, what happens now? We are sacrificing our a3 pawn. Since we had no use for it anyway, it could never promote. It's really all about getting the e pawn to promote. So after rook takes on a3, how do white continue from here? If you need to, you can pause the video again. All right, here we go. Well, of course, he threatens to take our bishop. And if we just move it like to d4 or to f4 and still cover this square, well, black will simply play rook a8, and he will be able to sacrifice on this pawn, and it will be a draw. So the only move, again, for white to win this now is this beautiful bishop sacrifice. Bishop a7. It blocks the a file for black, it still covers the e3 square, and it threatens to just promote right away. Okay, look at this now. We have some options for black. What if he takes this with the queen, with his king? It looks good because we cannot promote right away. We will get checked with a rook, and we will just lose our queen here, and we will actually lose the game. From here, it's fairly simple to see. Of course, we move away from the e file, and still we cover this e3 square. Now, black has to move somewhere. And if we just make a simple rook move, then we will promote, have a queen against the rook, and we will win. So we have to check, but now we just stay away from the e file, still covering this square. Black only has a couple of checks like this, and now he's out of checks, and this will promote the next move, and white will win. All right, so let's go back a little bit. After bishop a7, the king cannot take it, and there's no point in checking here for black. We can do many different things. Let's play king f6, still covering here, still threatening a mate, not a mate, a promotion, and there's really nothing black can do. Another check, and it's done. So the only reasonable defense for black now after bishop a7 is playing his rook to a1. Now he's threatening rook e1 check. So still we cannot promote right away. It will not win for us. Okay, so what is white doing here to win? Again, there's only one winning move for white. Can you find it? All right, here we go. The simple king e4 with the idea of putting our bishop here is simply not enough, because then we're staying on the e file. Black can just take the bishop now with his king. He moved down his rook here, so the rook will come to e1 no matter what, next move. And actually black will, well, we can save a draw if we go up and cover our pawn, but we want to win this, of course. So after black plays rook a1, the only winning move here is king f4. Remember, we cannot allow black to come to e1 and just sacrifice on this pawn. It's a draw for sure. So the point of going with our king here to f4 is to block with bishop e3 if the rook is played now to e1. Okay, and again, if it starts checking, it's not good enough. We will just go up, cover the square, and then go up, next check and go up. So we don't have to look at that again. Instead, black will do what he can, which is rook f1 check. And, well, I said it many times, but again, there's only one move here winning for white. So if you need to pause the video again, go ahead. All right, here we go. Well, first, if we move our king to the e file in any place, either we allow a rook e1 check right away, or if we go here, he can simply take the bishop. So moving the king to the e file is not good enough. Again, you see why the rook e1 would come next move. And if we move our king to the g file anywhere, well, then we can play king e1. We cannot put the bishop in between, so he will sacrifice his rook on the bishop. Even if we play bishop c5, doesn't matter. It's a draw. So, again, the only move is another bishop sacrifice. Bishop f2. It blocks the check. It covers the e1 square, and it's obvious the pawn is still too far away from his king, so black has no option. He has to take on f2 with a check. And I think you see now how easy this is. Well, now it's easy. It wasn't easy from the beginning, I would say, but now it's pretty easy. King e3, attack the rook. The rook cannot come to f8 because we will simply take it, and it's just a matter of a few moves before we win this. Last try for black is moving his rook back to f1, threatening to come to e1, but we will just continue attacking with our king. King e2, attacking again. Now it's unstoppable. We will get a queen next move, or he can sacrifice his rook if you want to. Best thing is probably to just play like rook c1. We promote, and he will try to defend with a rook against the queen, but it's not winning. It's not drawing for black either. white will win with a queen against a rook. If you don't know exactly how to do that, I will give you a link to a video I made about how to win with a queen against a rook. Find it in the video description. Sorry. All right, that's a long video. I hope you really enjoy this. Make sure you come back to my channel for more things like this, and always remember to click like on the video when you seen it. All right, thank you for this. Bye bye.